Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking my Nomad Cosmetics palettes. I've been wanting to rank Nomad for a while and a lot of you have suggested it as well. I was basically just waiting for a new Nomad palette to come out, which by the time this video goes up, I think that palette will have already been out for like 3 or 4 weeks because I am pre-filming this a little bit, but the new palette is out, so here I am to rank. I have 9 palettes from Nomad. I really enjoy Nomad. I think they have wonderful formulas. They're very beginner friendly. I feel like the mattes build up really softly, but they still have really good pigmentation and they blend out really well. And the shimmers, I swear the shimmers just keep getting better and better with every palette. They are so insanely metallic and sparkly. I mean, look at my lids right now. I'm obsessed and I'm really excited to rank these. I will have Nomad's site linked down below for you, and I do have an affiliate code if you feel like shopping through the brand. My code battybean in all caps will save you some money. No pressure, but I do appreciate it if you use it, so that'll all be down below for you. As usual, if you are enjoying this ranking series from me, let me know if you want me to continue and let me know what brands you want to see. I'm fairly certain Give Me Glow might be next if I'm not mistaken, because I do want to film one of those soon because I also got a Give Me Glow palette recently, but let me know what else you want to see. Recently I have done Melt and Colourpop, so I still have quite a lot to go. Before we get into the ranking itself, I did of course film this look. It's already on my channel by the time this video goes up. It's part of my 2 looks video with that new Nomad palette, which name is mistaken me right now. And then I don't really have a whole lot accessory wise, but these plugs are from Love Kills Boutique. And without further ado, let's just hop in and rank these palettes. This was so tough. I mean it wholeheartedly when I say even number 9, I love. I absolutely adore it. I have tried a couple other things from Nomad in the past that I ended up decluttering, like palettes that just weren't perfect for me. But these 9, I'm very content with. I can say with almost certainty that I don't think any of these are gonna get decluttered at the end of my year during my annual declutter series. I love them all. Something just had to be in the bottom, you know, like something literally had to be number 9, and I had to be very nitpicky on why I chose this one to be number 9. But again, I cannot stress enough, I love this palette and I love all of them. It's just a matter of which ones do I love the most. So let's get into it. Number 9 is actually my Cartagena Mágica palette, and I was shocked when this ended up being in number 9 because I love it. I think this is such a beautiful palette. I adore playing with this one. It is so bright and punchy. The shimmers in here are gorgeous. I really like kind of the pink, orange, yellow combo. The only reason I ranked this number 9, and it is such a nitpicky thing, it's because these 3 shadows kind of mean nothing to me. I don't really reach for them. I use everything else. Like if this was condensed more, this would have been a much tougher battle to rank this. But because there are 3 shadows that I literally could not care less about, that's why I ranked this number 9. It's so nitpicky, and it's really, again, not even a performance issue or a color story issue. It's just, there's some shades in here that I won't use. So that's why that one's number 9. Oh, and by the way, as always, I have done videos with all of these palettes, sometimes multiple videos. You can search across my channel. You can search my Instagram and TikTok for inspiration if you need to see anything. Number 8 is going to be my Fête de Provence palette. It looks like this. This one came out fairly recently from Nomad. It was kind of like a early summer release, and I really like this one as well. I think this color story is so aesthetically pleasing. I love seeing the purple and yellow together. I think that is such a gorgeous combination, and I really like playing with kind of pink, red, purple together, and then with the yellow mixed in. I think this is so fun. It's kind of smoky, but also like muted pastel vibe. It's just such a cool color story. I don't really have anything else like this, and I think this palette in particular offered something very different and unique for Nomad. Not to say everything else isn't unique, but this one just feels the most different to me. And it's hard for me to even give you a solid reason why this one's ranked number 8. I think it's just because all of the other color stories going forward I'm more drawn to, even if it's just by a little bit, because I do love this one. Again, this ranking was hard. I think it's just I'm more likely to reach for everything else just a teeny bit more, but I think this one is so lovely. I adore it. Moving on to number 7. Number 7 is my Paradise Islands palette. I adore this one. I mean, I adore all of these. I should probably stop saying that. It's hard to not though, because I truly do. This came out in the spring of this year, and I think this is so fun. I love how the rows are arranged, where we have kind of the pinky orange, and then we have kind of the greeny turquoise and then like the bluey purple at the bottom. It's so good. And again, the shimmers in here knock my socks off. They are so pretty. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I actually thought this one was gonna get ranked a little bit higher as well, but as it turns out, everything else beat it by just a little bit. Oh, it's so tough. It's like the top 2 I was certain on. The top 4 I also felt very confident in. It's just the bottom 4 that I kept moving around and it was so tough to like solidify it. But I'm pretty content with this one being here because again, it's not bad. I like it more than the things I've talked about so far. It's just, there's certain things about the other ones that draw me to them a little bit more than this one, but this one is just so pretty. I really don't have anything negative to say about it. Moving on to number 6. 6 is the new palette. It is so gorgeous. Now this one, I am still testing this one out as of this moment. By the time this video goes up, I will have used this multiple times and given very thorough thoughts in like a new makeup releases roundup review video, stuff like that. But so far, so good. I'm thrilled with this palette. I love these tones. It's like bright, but make it kind of jewel toned, very lush and jungly. I think this is such a fun color story. I adore all the greens in here. And again, the shimmers are just blowing me away. I love how dark some of these mattes are. And then there's kind of the mixture of very vivid, bright shades. This is such a cool color story and I'm thrilled with it. I just can't wait to continue playing with this one. This one has just, I don't know, it's just been a very pleasant new arrival in my collection as of this moment, and I wanted to rank it a little bit higher because I'm really excited about it. I think these colors are really fun and these colors do speak to me for sure. I just couldn't really justify ranking it any higher than this just because I am still testing it out. This one was truly just based on this color story does speak to me just a teeny bit more than everything else so far, so that's why I landed this one here at number 6. Moving on to the top 5 now. Number 5 is my America's Parks palette. It is so good. Oh, I love this one. If you know me at all, you know how much I love kind of muted, grungy, jewel tone, colorful shades, and this one is it. I just love these tones. They are grungy and amazing and magical. I just love when colorful meets grunge. It's like my favorite thing ever. I feel like I'm just spinning in circles talking about this one. I'm trying to find the right words. It's just beautiful. The shimmers are gorgeous in here. I love the different tones together. I like the mixture of warmth and cool. It's very, very fun to play with. I've always had a good time playing with this one, so I wanted to rank this one here. I only didn't rank it higher just because my top 4 I like love so deeply. This one isn't quite that level for me, even though I do love it. It just doesn't hold as special of a place in my heart as the next 4, but this is such an amazing palette. Moving on to number 4 is a longtime favorite in my collection. It is the Tokyo Harajuku palette. Such a beautiful palette. This was actually my first palette ever from Nomad. I got it as a gift from a friend and I'm still so excited about it. It is a pastel palette with 5 amazing shifty dimensional shadows at the bottom. I feel like they still haven't really done this kind of shifty toppery shade ever again since this palette, and I would love for them to kind of bring that back. I will say their shimmers now like have a different level of sparkle than these did, but these are very much that like toppery, twinkly kind of shimmer. It's very hard to put into words, but it's magical and I want to see more of that. I just think this one is so fun. I don't reach for this one all the time anymore, but I've used this so many times in the past. It brings me a lot of joy and it kind of opened up the door for Nomad for me. I love the kitty embossings on it. I love the theming with this one, and I've just felt like I had to rank it in the top half just because of how special this one feels to me. I think this is a really cute palette. However, my top 3 just have such beautiful color stories that speak to my soul, and that's why they're there. Moving on to number 3, this is my Whistler Snow Lodge palette. I'm obsessed with this palette. This came out, I think, January, like started the new year off on the right foot. It is so good. These cozy, rich, deep tones. It's just such a good mixture of warmth and cool. I love how rich a lot of these shimmers are. They are so pretty, but yet there are really, really dark mattes in here to offset how deep those shimmers are as well. And there's some bits of lightness to brighten it up too. Like we have a couple pastel-y shades here. It's just such a fun mixture. It's very moody, but still colorful. And this palette just makes me feel very cozy. I love these colors, these dark greens and blues together with the pops of burgundy. Oh my gosh, they did such a good job with this one. They started the new year truly on the right foot. I love this palette. I just love the next two a bit more. They have just stolen my heart and they are never leaving. They live in my head rent free all the time. Number 2 is my Haunted Europe palette. This came out during spooky season last year and I still love it. I feel like my brain also divides this palette in half. We have like my spooky pumpkin patch half and then like my spooky graveyard half. And I love the way they play together. There are so many just muted, dusty, grungy tones in here with pops of jewel tone. I love all the different colors. I like how they added that pop of like muted pink in here too, because I think it adds something a little special to this kind of color story. I think this is gorgeous and amazing and I'm so excited about it. The theming is everything. I knew as soon as I tried this one that this was going to become one of my absolute favorites from Nomad, and it has held its place so far for almost a year now, and I'm still super pumped about this one. And finally, number 1, I don't think this is going to surprise anyone, but here we go anyway. It is my Iceland Fire and Ice palettes. Oh my goodness. I've talked a lot about some of these palettes playing with warmth and cool tones together really well. This is the epitome of that. They did so good. The shimmers in here are amazing. I feel like this palette in particular is kind of where I saw a shift in their shimmer change. I don't know if there's any truth to that. Maybe it's just all in my brain and it's these particular colors, but I feel like the shimmers got really, really good with this palette. Aside from the Tokyo one, that one was kind of an anomaly and then they got really good starting here. This came out last year sometime, maybe the summer, maybe the spring. I don't even remember. I've had this one for a while now and I still think this is so fun. These bright fiery orange tones with the blues and the icy like purple green. This is such a magical color story. I have so much fun every single time I play with this one. I love it. Before this one came out, the Tokyo Harajuku held its place hard as my favorite one, and this one knocked it out of the running real fast. I have such a blast with this one. They have absolutely nailed it with this palette, and really with all of these, I'm just super excited about them. And that concludes my Nomad ranking. Short and sweet and to the point. Bottom line is I love all of these palettes. The few palettes I've tried from Nomad that weren't perfect for me, I did gift to friends a while ago, which weren't very many, just a couple things here and there, but the majority of things that I've tried from Nomad, I love with my entire heart. I'm super excited about all of them, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Have you tried any of the ones I mentioned today? Do you want any of these? If you've tried Nomad before, I would love to know your favorite palette from them, or feel free to rank them in the comments below if you have multiple. If you made it to the end of this video, ooh, I don't know. So basically, Nomad does palettes based on location, right? Pick your favorite palette from Nomad and leave emojis based on the location that that palette is based on, if that makes sense. I feel like that fits the theme. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me on my other socials. You can join the battybean fam. I am battybean on everything, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And if you want, you can subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I'm posting most days over here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye. Oh, I am starving. My belly is growling. I need to go remedy that situation and eat some dinner.